Hey there, my friends. Welcome to the Links to Messiah podcast, where we are passionate about teaching our children all about the connections between the Old and New Testament. I'm your host, Rachel Links Kushner, also known as the Chief Enthusiasm Officer of Links to Messiah, and I am so thrilled to have you join us today. Come along and discover how your family and children can grow in their faith as you discover the beautiful links that God reveals throughout Scripture about the history of His people and His Son Jesus, our Messiah. Welcome to the Links to Messiah podcast. This will be the last episode for 2024. I'm going to be taking just a little bit of a break from the podcast. I'll be back in the new year. This is a difficult season, and I need to make space to reduce my to-do list, frankly, and just process a lot of feelings that are really deep inside of me. Today is a continuation of a previous episode. It is a departure from our normal content here. We are talking about embracing the grief journey. I am going to record this just once. I'm not going to edit. It will be raw and it will be very real. So if you have little ears near you, you might want to consider listening later while you're alone, because today we are digging into the depths of my grief. If you have not yet listened to episode 52, you might want to go ahead and listen to that one first. But just a quick summary. And honestly, it's really hard to give a quick summary of something that's so painful. But in March of 2023, our 26-year-old son David ran ahead of us unexpectedly to heaven. And as with any child loss, it is tragic. Children are not supposed to die before their parents. It is not the natural course of life. And my heart is broken. I'm a different person. I don't know if I'll ever be the same person again. I'm crying already. Oh boy, here we go. Heaven feels a lot closer than it ever has, and I long for heaven more than ever. I miss David deeply, as we talked just about every day. Sometimes it was a quick, hey, what you doing? And other times we would have deep, meaningful conversations about life, about the Lord, about David's personal goals, and so forth. We discussed his struggles, his wins, his challenges, all the things. But one of the special things about David was that he was so tender and so kind-hearted. He always asked me how I was doing and what was going on with my day. So our world came to a shocking halt on March 10th of 2023. So what have I learned? Well, as I already expressed, and I did this in the previous episode, number 52, I talked about how my shift has really turned heavenward. So many of the things that felt of value and of importance to me have just left my world. My purpose has been made stronger, and I will talk about that in a minute. Now here's a zinger. David was really my only shot at becoming a grandmother. Our daughter and her husband have decided not to have children for a variety of reasons. And to clarify and dispel any crazy thoughts you might be having, I am perfectly okay with their decision. I support them. But it does open up another piece to my grief that I'm just now sort of coming into an understanding about. I will never be a grandmother. And as I process this, it has been hard, really hard. I just need a minute. Like I said, I'm not editing, so I gotta keep myself together here as much as I can. In our small group Bible study, our leader one night read the verse from Genesis about being fruitful and multiplying the earth. I'd had this thought previously, but something new hit me. Stay with me. I am a grandmother. I am a spiritual grandmother to many of you who are listening. You have children that are a part of the Links to Messiah family, our mishpocha. If you've purchased one of our activity boxes, if you're a part of the Shabbat Club, if you receive my emails, if you listen to our podcast, if you listen to our blog, if you've downloaded any of our freebies, you are a part of my story. God has placed a lot of children in my world, and I'm so grateful. I have a list of children who I pray for by name, the names of some of the children in our Shabbat Club. I just feel so honored that you trust me to guide and teach your children. It is a real privilege. It's a total gift. I am so grateful for it. The Lord graciously opened up another door in my neighborhood in which I will be able to teach the Bible to fifth graders once a week, beginning in January 2025. It's an incredible program, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. So now I find myself on the lookout. What is God bringing me next? Where are there more spiritual grandchildren for me to pour myself into? So what are some of the lessons that I have learned through this tragedy? I'm going to talk about 3. Allowing time, walking with purpose, and 3, clinging to faith and hope. So the first one, I am learning to be patient with myself. And that is very hard for me. I'm still here. I'm just taking a minute. Grieving takes time. There's no right timeline. So I am giving myself grace to heal. Over time, I have noticed moments of resilience, strength, or unexpected joy that really reflect an abundant life in the midst of deep sorrow. So that was the first thing, and I'm still learning about allowing time. Secondly is walking with purpose. Loss often sharpens the lens with we can see life's beauty and fragility. It's really encouraged me to have a deeper appreciation for each moment. Oops, sorry, I had an alarm there. So I'm choosing to live a life that honors David and honors God's calling, as I can have an abundant life, even in the shadow of loss. An abundant life doesn't mean the absence of grief. It means finding ways to weave hope, purpose, and joy into the fabric of my life as I carry David's memory forward. And 3, clinging to hope and faith. This is huge. Deepening my relationship with God is providing a sense of purpose and hope. I find comfort in trusting that David is in the presence of Jesus. Holding 2 opposite feelings at the same time is possible. And trust me, I am becoming a pro at this. Emotions are multifaceted. Emotions are not always mutually exclusive. I feel anger, guilt, loneliness, confusion. At times I feel despair or jealousy. And at the same time, I feel deep love, hope that we will be reunited, gratitude for the many shared memories. I have deep compassion for others who are grieving. I have moments of joy when I reflect on so many cherished memories with David. Grief is a unique and personal experience, and not everyone feels the same or moves through these emotions in a linear fashion. Both the negative and the positive emotions can serve a role in healing and transformation. But most of all, I feel hope. I am so hopeful and so excited for heaven in a way that I never have been. And that's what I want you to take away from this. To become heaven focused and to remember that we serve one God. What we do is for an audience of one. So as you go about this busy, hectic holiday season, remember you serve an audience of one. Thank you for listening. God bless you. And I will be back sometime in January, maybe February, sometime in 2025. Thank you for being a part of the Links to Messiah podcast family. Your support means the world to us, and your feedback and engagement keep us going strong. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's continue growing this incredible community together. Until next week, keep reading the Bible to your children, keep their curiosity burning, and keep coming back for more tips to anchor your child's faith to Jesus, our Messiah. This is your host, Rachel Links Kushner, signing off with a big smile and a heart full of gratitude.